This is an Adventures in Middle-Earth actual play using fantasy grounds. You can find session summaries, items and characters on World Anvil, where our campaign is called In the Shadow of the Mountains. You'll find links to that and other forms of media for our sessions, as well as an index of this episode in the description. This episode has jump cuts to keep the runtime down. Previously, the companions have ventured into the mines below Mountain Hall to investigate how much a threat the goblins pose. Discovering a hidden dwarven mine, they explored its dark tunnels to find it still inhabited by a nest of spiders. After a quick, brutal fight, the Fellowship resolved to heal up and move further in.
The cavern you're in, though, that you can see, Hathis, looks like it's got another winch mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
Far side, a bit of it you can see. Can't really see much else at the moment. It's pretty dark in the far extremes.
Yeah, no, my priority will be my compatriots, so freeing the dwarf and healing the Sigmar.
So you're out of initiative. I'll unlock the tokens.
So yeah, Hathis is going to move back to these guys. He's going to concentrate on Sigmar first.
Great. Monin, your beard's still stuck.
Yeah, I'll have another go then.
Yeah, you managed to pull it free. You only lose... we'll call you Tuffy for a couple of days, but you lose a little bit, but not too much. You're out.
So Hathis will expend his healing die on Sigmar, even though he needs a decent rest to actually recover. He'll do what he can now.
Yeah, at least make him feel better.
Yeah. Love it.
So you will have poison removed after a long rest. However, not for a little while. But it'll work after a long rest. So the sweats kind of disappear a bit. You're still shaking a little, and your teeth are chattering a bit. It's like you've still got a fever, but it's kind of like the morning after the fever's broken now, rather than being in the midst of it. Okay, what do you want to do, guys? There's a door, if you remember, in this, what looks like maybe a canteen area or something, or a mess hall. And then you've got this other larger cavern to explore, with also a couple of exits coming out of it.
See if the spiders have got any ancient loot or even prisoners.
I will check for you. Give me an investigation check around that cavern. And I'm assuming you've taken the torch in and stuff.
Yep, definitely. It's not inventory, is it? It is skills investigation.
Athos, discover that. So remains of broken bone fragments. It looks potentially goblin-like.
Okay.
Rusted dagger nearby, or kind of underneath the skeleton. But not a lot of cells. You do notice. I'll unhide the rest of the cavern. There is a way down.
Is that the same type of creature we discovered the bones of before?
Yeah, it looks like it. Wheelbarrow there, ancient, like dried, almost like desiccated. It looks like it'll fall apart at a touch. And there is an ancient mine shaft with a very, very old, desiccated-looking rope descending into it.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Lower us down all at once.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of wall just north of Arrowhead, John. Presumably that just goes around the bend. There's no tunnel going off or anything.
Just to the north of Arrowhead, or so that one, or the other one, or that one.
Where Arrowhead? Yeah, that. Yeah.
Yeah, there is a passage going down there. So I'm assuming you've got your light source with you.
We'll all go. Well, I will anyway. So follow them into the same.
So it goes 20, 30 feet west, and it appears to open into a larger area.
Cool. If we're exploring some more, then I would suggest going that way. See if it goes to that secret door that we saw.
Yeah, it's as you expected. You explore it. It opens into a fairly large cavern. It's not very high, this one. Not much more than about 6 feet. So taller characters are kind of ducking their heads in here. Again, a very dry, empty cavern. And that passageway gets much closer to the wall. But that looks like it joins to another secret wall in the cave beyond.
Good. So let's not waste time opening that up, because all we'll do is get all the miners coming in.
Yep.
So the just trying to get my head around this. So that the mines that have been dug by the people of the mountain hall, whatever, is the stuff on the top left. So, as in, I'm wondering if these secret doors, when were they built? Because if the mines that the secret doors lead to are only recent, how does that work?
So this area up here is the area that the human miners look like they've dug. The secret doors, so one there and one there, were ancient. I mean, they were almost certainly Dwarven built. So it looks like the dwarves covered up a large part of the mine just by hiding it at some point. You don't know why.
But the new mine is a new mine.
That's more to the east.
So this area, that bit is all new, and a bit of this bit is kind of new, and these passages here look kind of new.
Right. They found some existing caverns,
and then started digging out of them. Yeah.
Right.
And the level above had some more modern mines as well. Looks like they hadn't found a lot there, which is why they came down. But yeah, it's not a great deal of progress the humans have made in the last 5 years.
Should we try this northern passageway and just see where that goes?
Yeah, good idea.
Who wants to go first? Moaning.
You want to go first, Moaning? Okay.
Sure.
Peer up. It peters out in about another 10 feet.
Okay.
Or does it? Have a look at this.
Have we had a good explore around this cave?
There's a door near the benches, isn't there?
That's the one we're in at the moment.
Okay, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, Hathis had a good detailed look around. I found another skeleton there. Skeleton was quite near the shaft into the floor.
Yeah, can I have a listen down the shaft? You know the sound of goblins? Is it coming down there?
Tapping?
Yeah, good idea. Give me a perception check in the tower. It sounds really quiet.
I'm just going to have a nose around, see if anybody's missed anything.
Yeah, give me an investigation check in the tower. Yeah, you have a mosey about. Can't really see anything else. What's next?
Should we carry on bits we've missed on this level, or should we try and go down the mine shaft?
I think we should make sure we know what's behind us before we proceed into any more potential hazard.
Yeah,
cool.
Just move yourselves to where you're going. Store all the passages. Looking down there.
Only because it seems to be open.
Moaning, you peer around to the south, and there's another short corridor which again appears to end in another dead end.
I'm good at finding these dead ends.
Partially mined, but not a lot.
And this is a door that Arahad is standing by, is it?
It's a door, yeah, and it's made of stone.
Oh, does it have any way that Arahad can see of opening it, or is it the same?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's locked or anything. It just looks like it's got a stone handle. Looks like it can just be pulled open.
Okay, you ready, everyone?
All right.
It's pretty stiff as you try it normally, so you need to give me a strength check to see if you can pull it open.
Pah!
It pulls very easily, and the door opens, and behind there is another room.
Ooh. After you, Master Dwarf. No, it's more respect in terms of this is a dwarven building being rediscovered. So rather than him, Arahad.
Not Arahad at all.
No, heaven forbid, anything but.
Got you, of course.
Normally, I'd be the first one through, but out of deference to her.
Moaning, you go in. Again, it's another stone door. There is a passage going to the north as well. It looks like. In fact, you can see that there's looks like another room up there, and you can't really see if it goes. It looks like it goes maybe towards the east as well. This looks very level floor in here, similar to the cafeteria sort of area. So it looks like it's rooms rather than caverns.
Shop.
Have a little look around.
Okay, give me an investigation check in the tower. Okay, interesting. You find some spider webs. Looks like you can't really tell. You may have walked them in on your boots that were stuck to you, but there were some spider webs at kind of floor level as you moved in.
Okay.
Should we look around this corner?
Look at this. Ancient dwarvish materials. Thin as spider webs. Oh, it's spider webs, never mind.
Okay, so you look around the corner. It looks like there's some rocks collapsed into the room here, but it looks like there might be something beyond it. You can see kind of over the top of that rock fall that may be another room there, but you would guess that's where the door leads.
I don't know how you can tell this if you can, but does it look like a recent rockfall or a rockfall from quite a while ago?
Give me. I think you've got some stone skill as a dwarf. No, it looks pretty old.
Okay.
Should we try and clear this, or should we try the door to the south and see if we can go round it?
Check the door first,
Yeah, check the door.
just in case it leads to the other side of the rock.
At least a great treasure. Okay, so Monin, again, the door's really stiff in the frame, so you need to give me a strength check to try and open it.
Looks towards Arahad.
Oh,
Ha!
yeah. Congratulations.
Easy to open. It's a battle of strength checks. Okay.
Arrowhead shakes his head when Moan's not looking.
And beyond there is an ancient barrel sitting on the floor, but staves have kind of broken. The barrel rings to hold it together are very rusted. That isn't actually a chest. It's a small table, and you can see there's a stool next to it with a couple of legs that's already collapsed, but the table's just about standing. And it looks like there may be some like a remnants of a leather satchel or something on the table.
Oh. He'll point that out.
Okay.
And they'll have a little look for any trappish type materials, floor plates.
Okay, give me a perception check in the tower. Perfectly safe. Nothing trapped in there at all.
Okay, he's going to look at the satchel, but he's not actually going to open it or anything like that. Just try and look around it to see if there's anything more than a satchel there. Might have, in case it has something inside it.
Okay. So yeah, you have a look around it. You actually notice leaning against with the wall behind the table, there's a miner's pick as well and a shovel, which actually look really serviceable still. Steel shafted, very much dwarven make, built to last forever. And then a ledger as well. Are you grabbing the ledger and looking at it?
He'll not touch it because he knows he's too ham-fisted for that, especially with metal gloves on.
Okay.
Athos, Arahad, Sigmar, somebody with a bit more finesse. There's something here. And they'll start looking at the pickaxe while they look at the paper.
I'll drag those items into the pickaxe. The miner's pick and the shovel are obvious, but the ledger you haven't looked at yet.
Yeah, Hathis will happily have a look at that, and he'll move towards Sigmar while he's doing that.
It's written in Kuzdal. You also find it's underneath the ledger is a dwarven letter. It looks like very, very old. Looks like this.
I need translation. It is one for you, Monin.
Okay.
Shopping list. Grapes, cheese. Rock pepper.
You cynic. Okay, so you read it. It's fairly archaic, Kuzdal, Monin, but this is what you can understand. You won't be able. No one else will be able to understand that, I don't think, unless it's dwarvish.
What does it say, Monin?
I'd say something to somebody's brother from somebody called Romley, and it's saying about returning to Khazad-dûm with the work crew as soon as possible, and that they discovered a marvelous scene of Kibbles and bits.
You don't actually know what that is. You assume it's a pretty rare. Oh, actually, no, you would. That's mithril in Kuzdal.
A precious metal. I'm not going to say out loud.
Yeah.
So they found it at Khazad-dûm, and they're saying, "Bring the work party back. We've struck something good at Khazad-dûm."
They're basically saying, close up shop here. There's better stuff elsewhere. But it does say to close up everything, so they maybe want to return one day. So this is a dwarven mine, which has been found by the dwarves, so actually belongs to the dwarves.
Mm-hmm.
His eyes light up at that.
Well, I don't think Hardfast is going to be too happy to hear about that. I don't know what happens once a mine's abandoned and somebody else moves in. Does that now become their ownership?
Or that's a greater legal mind than mine. I need to wrangle that one.
Yeah, and Moan does not want to do that.
You've written to your brother about the potential here, so yeah, that may well be there. Okay, so the ledger, as you look over that as well, Moanin, you can read. Of particular interest are the following summaries. So I'll share those with everyone. So, sorry, the following summaries first. So, Ang, and then there is 3 plus signs by it. And you know Ang is essentially iron. And then there's another word, celeb, CELEB, with 1 plus symbol by it. And another word, payer, PAER, with another plus symbol by it.
So these are kind of yields or whatever. So there's a lot of iron and not much. Is celeb silver?
Yeah, let me. So I've now. You can see that in the ledger. I've shown you the ledger and the party sheet with that information on. So you know, Moanin, that Ang is iron ore, dark grey sort of metal, that kind of stuff. They basically think they found iron, some decent amount of iron ore in this mine. You would assume what the 3 pluses mean. Celeb is silver. You're right. Used to basically, dwarves traditionally use silver for decorative inlays in things, chalices, plates, cups, that kind of stuff. Okay. And there's 1 plus symbol for that. And then payer is a reddish gold metal found throughout Eridor, mainly in Eridor. Not that valuable. Dwarves have historically used it as coinage occasionally. It's probably a bit more like, if you imagine, like copper. Now it's used for water troughs, basins, that kind of thing. So it looks like there's a little bit of pay, a little bit of celeb here, and quite a lot of ang or iron.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, so it was an exploration that got shut down because of better priority elsewhere.
Looks like it.
Oh.
And you found another shaft going down with a very safe-looking rope descending.
We can just bungee jump straight down on that.
Can I have this pick and shovel? It's quite well made. Very good for excavations.
You can indeed. Okay, where next, guys? Seems like you've explored pretty much most of this area. The strange statue and some dwarven notes.
There's a little bit to the west. We probably ought to, for completeness, do that. Then I would suggest spot a light luncheon and decide what we do next.
Sure.
I'm not up for climbing down a mine shaft.
Yeah, you explore to the west. Again, it looks like it just kind of peters out just around the corner.
Oh, okay.
Can anybody remember what that statue did?
It had some bellows. It said something like, "Breathe easily, my brothers." And I started moving the arms and the bellows, and it ran for a bit. That was it.
Is there anything wet round here then?
It's dampish, not wet. I mean, there are the odd drip from the ceiling, but this floor, these floors are fairly dry. Not as dry as the ones above.
So we probably need a decent length of rope to replace the decent length of rope on the old winch. And the whole thing probably needs servicing and fixing, doesn't it, before we get down there?
Yeah, you may not want to do that right now. However, it's getting towards the time when the workers would be coming to work. How do you want to handle that?
A couple of cones just across the entrance. Just do not enter.
High-vis jackets.
Caution, wet floor. Just keep them out.
Maybe just pile some spider corpses at the entrance, saying there's a few in there, be careful.
They won't come to work. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Up to you. Are you staying down in here or what?
No, I don't think so. Unless you really genuinely want to go down another mine shaft to see what's down there, but I can't imagine there being a huge amount, because if they've had time to shut up shop and get out of here, what they're really going to leave behind that they're not going to bring with them.
Yeah, but there's goblin corpses, aren't there? So even if they're old, it might extend. There might be a tunnel or a main shaft they were digging, going across that the goblins have tapped into.
That is true.
So I think it bears exploring. I just don't think we should pile straight down there without.
Because these goblin skeletons do bear violent ends, don't they? They're not just sitting there in holes. I think one was missing a head. No, you said one had a dagger in it.
You may have been carrying it, but I think the spiders may well have pick them off in the dark and truss them up and munch them.
Yeah, so the corpses look like they've met a fairly grisly end through some form of attack.
So yeah, I think there are goblins at the other end of these tunnels, but I think there might be a twisty-turny catacomb of doom between us and them, and occasionally a goblin gets through, meets a grisly end.
We should ask them if they've got access to a giant plug we can bung into the shaft.
Where's your curiosity?
My curiosity got poisoned away.
There's something in what you say, obviously.
So your options are, I guess, to stay down here. You need to have a chat with the mining supervisor to make sure that folk are aware of the dangers. You've opened up a can of worms, a can of spiders, really. So, however, you've also potentially they've got access to a lot larger mine works that didn't know, and some knowledge that there could be some more valuable metals down here than iron. So the option is go back and tell them. I guess one day delay mining isn't going to kill them. I guess the concern from your side is now this is open and there's some spiders dead there. Is that going to leave a free route for goblins to come up in the interim before you can go down with some more rope and investigate? Maybe once Sigmar is feeling better as well.
I don't think there'll be floods of goblins that quickly.
No.
I don't think there's armies of goblins pushing against the spiders and we've removed the spiders. There might be the odd scout every now and then that makes it this far, and I think it'll take a little while for them to figure out that, hang on, the scouts or the wanderers are coming back reporting they've got through and the spiders are gone. So I think there's a little bit of time.
Yeah, we want Sigmar to be in full health as well.
And surely they can stick a block over the top of the mine shaft and then weigh it down with an awful lot of rock. And then when we're ready, we can clear it out the way, open up that shaft and go down and investigate.
Yep. Okay, so you have a chat with if you remember, the burly mining supervisor from the night before, who, as you go back up the shaft, and he kind of takes a look at you because he knew you were going down, and says, so lads, pretty small mine, but hope you had a good look around. Anything interesting down there?
Yeah, a bit too interesting.
You don't know very well. What's happened to you?
Got bitten by a spider.
What? Spiders? Big fellas?
I was going to say, interesting that he immediately assumes giant spiders, not tiny little things scuttling around the floor. Yeah, quite large ones, actually. You know where to look.
What, like the size of a fist?
And then that would be one of its feet.
Huh?
Proper man-eaters.
Well, I can see by he looks down his nose at you all, like the guns all over you, that you've been fighting them then.
Yes, we encountered one nest of them, but there may well be more to those mines.
Which of our caverns were they in? We've never seen them down there, as far as we know.
There's more to those caverns than meets the eye.
What, you found another shaft or another?
I'm going to look at my colleagues. Are they encouraging me to speak or making the shut up signs? We can't keep it secret forever. So
not really. There's the Dwarven mines down there, the ones.
Yeah, we found a way through.
Tunneled towards.
We've opened
the old Dwarven mines, ones with the spiders in.
Ah, how do you know they were Dwarven?
Well, there's Dwarven riding, and there's a ledger.
The tunnel's only 2 foot tall.
Yeah. Statues of dwarves there.
So you have a kind of conversation. He can't read Dwarvish, Kustal, but he'll look over the ledger. It looks like an old book to him. So, okay, that makes sense. He then asks you about safety and what your plans are. You kind of tell him that you plan to finish investigating maybe tomorrow. And you suggest this plan of stopping up the new shaft you discovered with large blocks. They actually don't have stone big enough down there, but they concoct like a big kind of trapdoor, reinforced trapdoor, and then pile a lot of rock on it, make it very, really hard to go down. And you've kind of helped them do that, apart from Sigmar, who's back up at Mountain Hall. And by about lunchtime, once all of that work's finished and supervised, they're fascinating. I mean, the miners are looking all over the new areas. They're they don't touch the statue, but they are intrigued by it. Did you want to do anything with the strange fungus that you found, if you remember back in the last session?
Do I or anyone else recognize it just by looking at it without?
You didn't last time, and you tried a nature check.
Okay.
You just left it there at the time, so I just wondered if you're taking it. That's all.
Can I? Hathis will kind of look at it, sketch it like a naturist, whichever one of those is people that sketch out plants rather than dress up strip down to the nude and lounge around on beaches. He'll take some sketches of it, but he will leave it undisturbed.
Okay, so it's there if you're interested next time.
I'll try and look it up when he goes to the library or something, but I assume it's an interesting fungus rather than...
Okay. You do that. You rest for the rest of the evening. You speak with Heartfast over dinner. So Sigmar goes to bed pretty early. You've given him bed rest instructions. Heartfast is very interested about the Dwarven mines. He asks you, Mona, a lot of questions about quality of the mines that you've discovered, about the journal or the ledger that you discovered. Very intrigued to hear about potential source of silver in there as well, and iron. And you can see his sort of brain whirring a little bit. And he says, yeah, we need to do a survey down there and get some handle on scope of the works and where the best potential is. The miners aren't around when you're having this discussion, and he confides in you that they're more hobbyists than real miners, the mining folk that you've got, which probably indicates why it's been such slow work for them to do anything. But he goes to bed intrigued. You wake up in the morning, and you are feeling a lot better, Sigmar, after a long rest. I'll give everyone a long rest. And your poisoned effect is removed. You fever's fully broken. You're really hungry. You didn't eat much last night, but you're actually back to scratch.
We need an awful lot of rope and a winch mechanism.
You do indeed. Fortunately, you're in a mining settlement, so both rope and rope is very accessible. The windlass that's used to winch up and down is actually in better state of repair than you first thought, Monin. You think you, with maybe a blacksmith from town, could repair that sufficiently well with suitable skill check. And I'm frantically seeing what might be a suitable skill check.
I've got smithing. I've got quite high smithing.
Gaffer tape.
Oh yeah, smithing is perfect. So if you give me a smithing check, you can work on that. The rest of it is just some rope. You pull it up and you estimate the rope is about 70, 80 feet. So you only need a couple of.
That's not too bad. It's not 100.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So give me a smithing check. If you're trying to do it in the open, so you can see just how good a job you did.
Oh, good.
Fine work from Monin. You're really pleased with your work there. You get the main components of it carried up to the forge. You and the blacksmith, who's actually assisting you, being a dwarf, although his skill's pretty decent, you estimate, Monin, actually have a really productive day fixing the major components and reinforcing them, put some reinforcing plates on, riveting them together and reassemble it, grease it, and it is almost as good as new. It looks like it doesn't look pretty, but then neither does Monin. So, but it looks very functional.
That beard will grow back.
Move yourselves, if you want, back to the mine shaft for the main area where you were on that map. You rig up the contraption, attach a rope, test it a couple of times. It seems very robust. Who's going down first?
Monin says, I made this. I put this together. I better go down first. Stand by my own workmanship.
Monin, you go down easily. Doesn't need any checks, and you disappear from that map, and you end up there.
Have a good listen while he's down there. Make sure he's not. If he shouts up, he's not going to actually. I'll probably not say anything at all. Lantern, I suppose. Probably maybe light it and wave it a couple of times if it's not lit already.
So you can see a light from quite a long way down the shaft. It's probably about 80 feet down. You use up most of the rope. It's a pretty big cavern that you're in. Monin, you have a look around. So it's more like a framework. It's not like a building that you're in. almost imagine like a mine cage. That's where you come down to some rocks on the floor, but cavern passage going out of this looks a bit wider than the other ones above.
Okay, he'll do
So
the... Sorry, go on.
Arrowhead will go down next. We've seen the light. We've seen the lantern lit and waved around, so we'll take that as a signal to it's fine and come on down. So,
Do you go next?
and then Hathis will go down next.
I'll take the rear.
Yeah.
Sigmar does a run and goes to the pub. And last but not least, Sigmar descends. You are in a big cave. Who's got a torch lit or lantern lit?
Hathis is more than happy to be the torch bearer.
Yeah, I think London has a lantern. I'll just check.
Torch, I had 5, so I'm down to 4.
Oh, yeah, I didn't... Oh, yeah, I assume I picked my one up that I threw in earlier.
So Hathis has got a torch lit, John.
Okay.
You can have this bullseye lantern if you want. Because he...
I'll just lit my torch.
Oh, okay.
Cut.
So who's moving off first? I'll let you kind of move, and I can move the... So you go into the passage. Okay, the passage stretches out ahead of you. And it goes about another 15, 20 feet, seems to open into a larger area.
Are there any footprints on the floor or any signs of life or movement?
Give me a perception check.
Monin's going to have a look as well once he sees Hathis looking around.
Monin, you can't even see Hathis. Hathis, you can't even see Monin.
We did well, did we?
You basically, you're stumbling around, you kind of... It seems that whenever you're shining the lantern one way, Monin's looking the other and vice versa. You kind of switch over and made the same screw up, so neither of you see a thing.
Okay.
Sigmar, could you help us out?
Yeah, right.
I'll
Sigmar,
hold the torch.
give me a perception check.
Look for clues.
Oh, you're wasting your time, Sigmar. There's nothing down here.
Sigmar tends to agree with you.
Oh, brilliant. We're really good.
Well, there might not be anything there.
You go into opens up into a much larger kind of cavern.
There's a roundabout.
Reason why I'm sort of clumping ahead here as well, Neil, is that I imagine that it's not going to be very good to be stealthy with a giant Lysaur, so that's why probably Monin's stomping ahead. But if Sigmar wants to take position, he'll defer.
No, I kind of agree. I mean, I can detect things in the dark better than most people, but I still can't see.
Right.
So it looks like this is almost looks like the corner of a stone construction. It's made with brickwork, not carved. Again, looks potentially dwarven. Monin?
Have a little look then, if that's all right.
So Hathis, yeah, you got there, and there is another passage going to the north, and it looks like it kind of branches west and keeps going.
Yeah, it's just kind of lighting the far end of the room. Right? I've got a torch, so I'm kind of lighting up the room a bit for people to come in.
Gotcha. Hathis, Monin, you can see a kind of passage going alongside, looks like a very, very ruined sort of building.
Ooh, building.
Looks like it. Looks like there's an entrance to it there.
Yeah, you'll have a look down there.
Okay, so very collapsed. It's maybe 10 foot by 20. Thick walls, very, very neat stoneware it's there, but it looks like there's been some ceiling rockfalls that have hit in a couple of areas like there and here. So bits of the ceiling have damaged the walls badly. It looks pretty barren. There are what could have been signs of wooden stuff in here, maybe broken tables and things, but the roof's collapsed on it all, so it's really hard to say.
Why would you have a building? And
Exactly. So
you don't know the ways of dwarves. Come on. Well, you know that it's not unusual for dwarves to build a lot of construction underground. Obviously, Khazad-dûm, they're not just carved out of the rock.
Yeah.
They literally build buildings within caverns if they want them.
Okay.
So he's going to have a good look over the stonework, see if it's how it's made. Like, is it roughly made? Is it made quite smoothly? In other words, is it a building they try to make with importance, or like a utilitarian building, that kind of thing?
Yeah, give me a stonework history check, Conan. Other than it's old, you can't really tell. It's well constructed and old. You don't know if it's the same era as the notes you've seen, but it definitely predates anything in Mountain Hall.
Okay, he'll nod knowingly. It's quite old, this.
You pulled the wool over their eyes completely.
God, we're looking amazed.
Sigmar, you kind of look down the passage south, which is quite wide, and it looks like it opens into much larger cavern below. And around the other side of the house, it also extends to, or the other side of the building, and it looks like it ends in another rock wall at the far side. Actually, you can see down there. Yeah, and you look around there, and you confirm. Oh crap! Didn't mean to move you. Sorry.
I was just going to say I'll go there and let my eyes adjust to the dark, and then explore around behind the building.
Yeah, so you go all the way around. It's a cavern that extends, and that building is in the sort of northern portion of it. You haven't searched the cavern or the room, but that's the geography.
Let's at least search in the building if we haven't searched in the building. As long as it looks safe enough that it's not imminently going to collapse. We should at least
Give me a search check, yeah. Yeah.
I feel a random table W509 is being consulted once more.
Could be. You find some spider webs from there, but nothing else. It's really, really old down here. So you see basically a larger cavern opening up in front of you there, Sigmar, as you walk past, and Arahad kind of wanders up to take a look as well.
Should we go to this cavern to the south? I think Arahad's going to get his bow out and try and keep his senses peeled for incoming threats.
Okay.
He's getting a bit paranoid.
So, wow, this is huge here. You can see, as you walk up to that area, Monin, an enormous cavern. It looks like a crevasse with an old bridge crossing it. And give me a perception check.
Shall not pass. Everyone or just Monin?
So, actually, everyone's there. Monin, you don't really hear anything. Seems pretty quiet. Sigmar, give me a perception check.
No monster is as terrifying to characters in a
bridge.
As a bridge.
Yeah.
They're the pits.
Oh, God.
Boom, boom. So, Sigmar, you don't hear anything. Hathis, you hear the faint sound of water, and you hear some skittering from the darkness, maybe just outside of the range of your light. It looks like things were moving out of the light as you came around the corner. Or sounds like that.
I think we've got company. I think I heard skittering. I shall hold the torch up.
Okay, everyone roll initiative.
Yes.
As you lift the torch up.
Yes. Better out than in.
That aliens moment. But that's inside the room.
Oh, God, the he looks... Oh no, Hathis has gone first. Monin and Arahad have gone last. You swines.
So you definitely hear the sound of, let me go for a bit of interesting backgroundy music. Although that music's quite effective.
Do I think the skittering was from the north or the south, John, or just can't tell?
Southwest maybe.
Okay.
Hathis, you're the first to act.
Hathis will move to there, holding the torch up and looking to the south for spiders, goblins, or anything else small and squishable.
Give me a perception check. Nope, don't see anything.
Can't see anything.
You can see much more of the cave, though.
And he'll definitely look up to try and get an assessment of how tall this is. Ooh, that's good.
You don't know there's water down there, but you can see. You see the other side of a ravine, quite a long way away. So just to give you, it's the thick black lines delineate the edge of the ravine, not the thin ones in the middle. Okay, so is that all your action, Hathis?
Yes, he's looking around and he's not going to rush too far forward.
Okay, so Sigmar, are you sneaking in there or just walking up?
Yeah, sneaking in there.
Okay, so give me a stealth check because you're not near the torch.
I'd have to
make it in the tower. So you stealthily creep
basically with bow, it's like half drawn and arrow nocked, just and peering around.
The one thing you also notice, Hathis, is this is a much damper environment in general. It's colder down here. It's damper. Yep. There is some water on the floor in pools as well in this area.
Yep.
Suddenly, Hathis, over the edge of the area in front of you comes a big spider, size of a dog, and it scuttles towards you. Big mandibles out to bite you, and it attacks.
So not very welcoming.
And it misses miserably.
Only just. That was a close thing.
It misses just. Arrowhead, you're next.
Arrowhead will gallantly burst round the corner, sword drawn. He had his bow out, didn't he? So I know he'll move to there and he will shoot at the monstrosity with the bow and arrow.
Okay. He won't shoot very well at the monstrosity with a bow and arrow.
It's just
I may
warming up.
as well tell you what those things are actually.
Atacop.
They're Atacops. You've met Atacops before in Mirkwood.
That's all he's doing. Over to Mona. Oh, over to someone or something.
Hey. You hear some movement, but you don't see anything. And then Monin, you're up.
Yeah, I'll rush round to beside Hathis and then try and clip this thing.
Okay. Monin's at your side, Hathis. You're feeling better already?
Exactly. He's got the shield.
No.
Get away from him!
Meaty thwack from Foe Crusher into the legs of this thing, and it scuttles backwards and hisses at you. Holy crap. Emerging from underneath the bridge at the far side is the biggest damn thing you've ever seen.
Oh dear.
It creeps up very, very slowly and almost like in an alien way. This does not look like a normal spider. And the bridge creaks ominously, but you can see now you're closer to it that the bridge looks like it's been reinforced with a lot of spider webbing. And as it creaks, it raises up on its rear of, say, 4 or 6 of its legs, and it rears up higher than a horse would. It's absolutely massive, this thing is.
I wonder if it's friendly.
I do not like the look of that.
It spits this web out at you. And, oh God, sorry, Sigmar, you keep getting targeted.
My stealth has failed, then, was it?
That's a good point. Thank you for the reminder. Let me see. Perception to be 15. Yeah, unfortunately, I got a 19. It did see. It spits this web.
Damn it! I'm invisible.
Can't see me. Having your hands over your eyes isn't helping in this. Good luck. Hope you save. Or hope it misses you. Oh my God, it doesn't miss you at all. It goes splat right in your chest, your arms, your legs. Everything gets covered in this. Sorry, covered in goo, and you are restrained. And it then moves very, very slowly, almost insouciantly, halfway across the bridge and stops there. Bridge is creaking and rocking a bit, but it looks like very used to walking across it. And then from under the bridge comes another one of these Atacops, right up to Monin and attacks. Oh, sorry, it just comes over the edge and it throws a web at Monin.
Oh, poop.
But it misses. Hathis
will attempt to hit the Atacop in front of him with his quarterstaff.
Oh, sir.
Nicely done.
Gods, look at these things! That's all he'll do. He'll stand his ground.
Okay. Sigmar. You're currently restrained, so it's a strength check or athletics check to try and break out.
Yeah,
it's your choice, or it could be acrobatics, depending on which may be better for you, actually.
Both the same.
Okay.
Oh!
Your arms cannot hold me, foul beast.
You rip through these webs as if it was almost nothing there. It looks like it was such a direct hit on you, because I think it rolled a 20 to hit you. It was such a direct hit that basically it didn't get a lot of webbing to actually stick on your arms and limbs and stuff. You've got a lot of all over your chest. That's about it.
Can I move at all?
You can move. That was an action though to break out.
Yeah, then I shall move to. If I move to there, have I got enough? I'm hoping that I can shoot whilst having a bit cover.
Yeah. So because you can kind of time your shot and stuff, so yeah, you can
All right.
get some pass recover that. Okay.
And as my cunning action, I think I can hide as well.
You can, I believe. So give me a
Stealth roll.
stealth roll.
There you go.
Okay. Let me. Actually, under the bridge comes another. Actually, no. This is the one right in front of you. So this is attacking. Seen Moaning comes up and presents the threat. So evens it will be attacking Hathis, odds it will be attacking Moaning. It's odds. It's attacking. Switches its attention to you, Moaning.
Good.
Which is probably what you wanted.
Not
and
saying a word.
It is attempting to sting you, Moaning, but it misses. The stinger pings off your metal leg greaves. Arahad.
Did you shoot the big one? Yeah, Arahad will fire at the massive black spider with his great bow.
Oh, scores a hit.
Thunk.
Okay, nice shot.
And he will stay. He might actually drop 5 foot back.
Brave Sir Arahad ran away.
Not at all. It's tactical positioning. You won't understand.
And then from under the bridge comes another one of these little atacops. Little but nasty. And this being too close to use its web, it leaps. Actually, yeah, it just leaps forward and attacks Monin with a bite. And Monin, you parry it easily. Monin, you're up.
Okay, he's going to stay on the one which is right beside Hathis.
Oh,
Hits.
Nice hitting. Excellent work.
Oh, and the Atacop gets a dose of Monin's hammer and absolutely flattens it. Ironically, it was called flat as well. The massive black spider rears up on its hind legs again. Let me see if it notices Sigmar and includes him in his potential webbing. It does. So 1 Hathis, 2 Sigmar, 3 Arahad, 4 Monin. 4 Monin.
Monin's getting the lot.
What's the beard?
Stand fast.
Monin. This thing spits another huge load of webbing at you. You miss with the web. Okay. Its legs seem to have a lot more joints than you would expect, and it's got a horrible gait as it moves up here, almost dragging its bloated body along the bridge, and it steps up right towards the edge of the bridge. Looks like it could go anywhere from there. Alarm Gafor steps up after spitting at you last round and goes to sting you, but again it misses. You've never seen. You see a gleam in Monin's eye. There is swinging his warhammer around his head, thwacking into spiders, shield parrying in a blur. He's working very fast here. Hathis, you're up.
Hathis wants to. Let's move. Hathis wants to move next to Monin, but on the other side, so he's near Alarmed Gafor when he wants to try and sock Alarmed Gafor with his.
I'll just move you into that one. Yep.
Yeah. He wants to stay near Monin for the shield benefits.
Okay. Monin's trying to keep an eye on everyone here. Hathis missed.
Missed. This cannot be.
I need a recharge.
Sigmar, you're up. Now, you did see the spider glance directly at you as it was looking around the rest. You would assume it knows where you are.
Yeah, I'm not sure you can see a spider glance, though, with all those eyes.
Take the hint, Neil.
Yeah, I'll certainly glance. Which of those can I...
Actually, it has more of a face like on the image. Let me describe it, because it's pretty nasty. Maybe show you an image. Gigantic in size, sometimes as big as a horse. Long, thin like legs. So this one has got largest, bulbous, many windowed eyes, but they're not separate eyes. They're like faceted, very large faceted eyes. And it looks a bit like this.
Ooh.
Very, very unpleasant. And the body of it's probably the size of a horse's torso. The legs obviously a lot longer.
I met him in a nightclub once.
Was it in Wisbeach? Sorry.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I was wondering was the ones, the smaller ones. Am I going to have a penalty to hit either of those?
Yes, because they're both covered by colleagues.
What is your view on hiding? So if I want to hide and then shoot at the big one, do I have to do something to hide, or can I just say that I'm kind of like?
So, because does hide, if you're hidden, does that give you a bonus to?
Well, I think I get sneak attack if it's.
Yes, if you're hidden, far hidden. So you need to let me know. You can do it as a cunning action, so you need to hide first.
Yeah, so that's what I'm planning to do. But I mean, I'm just wondering what the mechanics of. I mean,
Yeah, so basically make a stealth
if
check.
I'm not moving and just say I'm hiding, I mean, what on earth does that look like in the real world? Do you know what I mean?
Well, I'm assuming you'll be moving within that space, so you maybe just duck lower, get into the shadows, all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, I'll do that then. So I'll attempt to hide, and then I'll take a shot at the big fella. So I assume that'll be a stealth check in the tower.
stealth check in the tower, and I'll make a perception check to see if it can notice you. Okay, so just target it. It hits.
Nice.
You can also apply sneak attack.
Woohoo!
Yes.
Nicely done. Yes.
Cackle with glee.
Nice shot. So that unerringly spears it. This head whips around it. It still can't see you. You think, Sigma? It whips around to the direction the arrow came from, and it kind of. A few seconds ago, you convinced it saw you there, but absolutely can't see you at the moment. Arrowhead, you're up.
So Arrowhead will keep firing at the massive black spider.
Okay, so you get normally it would be -4 penalties. You're firing through 2. So unless you want to move first, it's going to be -2 this time. So unless you want to move kind of this area,
he'll do that then. Is that a pool?
it's a pool, yeah. So it's just a puddle on the floor.
Yeah, he'll move over there and open up the angle. Yeah.
Yep, that's fine then. That's no penalty.
Shunk.
That's a hit though.
Oh.
Whoa, that was a heck of a. Wow, these arrows are thunking in half shaft deep in this thing's body.
Yeah, these are great bows.
Okay, nice shot.
Get back. Actually, he will dodge. He can move back up, can't he, a little bit? He's got a bit more movement. Yeah.
Okay, so hesitant, collected snigger. It attempts to bite you. And again, it misses. The armor of the dwarfs is thick. Monin, you're up.
Okay, before he gets poisoned, I think it's better time to do his bag of tricks. So he's going to do the action surge, and then try and hit alarm before the one beside, or the one nearest Hathis.
Good man.
Okay, go for it.
So
unfortunately, you missed. Next attack, come on, get one.
I'm going to use inspiration, my last inspiration for that last roll.
First attack, it.
And then this is just normal attack.
Yep. Also hit.
Nicely done.
Wow, you basically crushed 2 of its legs. It's like partly flailing on the floor, and it's flopping around a bit.
Cool.
Okay, so this spider, I should have done this last round. I'd say it was a bit further back, moves further up the bridge, and he looks at you, Monin, and rears up on his legs, and his eyes sort of bulge in a horrible way, and you are almost paralyzed with fear.
Ugh.
Sorry, you are paralyzed with fear, not almost paralyzed with fear.
Why is he paralyzed? Is it the stare? Is it something in his brain that's making him this way?
Yeah, it's the stare. It's mesmerizing, basically.
Okay.
So it's that's all it does this round. It rears up, and Hathis, your blood goes cold as you saw it as well, but it was penetrating Monin's gaze, and he locked eyes with it, and Monin just goes rigid. He stops swinging his weapon.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no.
So this badly injured Atacop on some broken legs makes an attempt to get back to the ravine. You can get an attack of opportunity on it, Hathis, if you want.
Oh, go on then.
Which hits. And you
don't.
You hit it a bit like a golf swing, and it
drive him over the ravine,
flattering over the edge into the ravine.
Excellent.
Nice shot. Okay, Hathis, it's now your action. Your comrade is paralyzed right beside you.
Do I think I can expend a healing dice and remove the paralyzed condition from Monin. That's what I want to do. Come back to us, Monin. We need you. Come back. Snap out of it.
Nice job. So just cross off the use of that, and you're not paralyzed anymore.
Nice one, Chris. Nice one.
Wow.
You stick near me. I stick near you.
Touch and go. Okay. Just hit next actor, Sigmar. You're up, and we'll do this correctly this time.
Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. Essentially, I'm going to try and hide.
Yep.
And whether or not I succeed, I'm going to shoot the big one.
Okay, I know what to beat. I'll let you know if you made it. You appear to be hidden, so you can get an advantage to hit.
Shooty bug, shoot. Seriously, what was that?
Drop
A
to
2 and a
1.
1.
Yep.
Oh, dear.
Oh my goodness. Sigma, what are you trying to do, man? Okay, that missed. And you're now visible again. Okay, just hit next actor, unless you're moving as well. Arrowhead, you're up.
So Arrowhead again will step to the side, get a clear line on the massive black spider, shoot it with his great bow, get a 22.
That's a hit.
Click on the effect of throw the enemy. Chunk.
Wow, another meaty Arrowhead's doing 12 and 13 damage a shot with arrows.
And then he will move back up behind Hathis. Save his place with B. And
Okay.
Working quite well, this Sigma.
At the Atacop is going to try and sting you as the last resort. You've resisted everything, Monin, and he's missed again. Monin.
No, he's hit.
Monin's not missed there.
Oh, it's still alive.
Thanks very
Nasty
much.
crunch.
Thanks.
It's got more resilient than the other. It's going to take a Hathis's efforts to kill it.
He'll just whisper to Hathis, "Thanks very much, Hathis. Had a wee bit of butterflies to the stomach there for a minute."
Yeah, you may want to clear that up later.
So its legs all kind of move slowly to one side, and then it heaves its bulk across the edge of the rift there. A lot of its legs appear to be just holding it up below, and Hathis, it turns its gaze to you.
Bring it on. That's what you meant.
And Hathis, you are paralyzed for
a year.
Some time.
I thought that was his attack roll.
Yeah, so did I. I thought 1 and hang on a minute, that was the save.
Oh, I've just applied it to the wrong person, to the spider. Okay.
No, you can't change it. It's paralyzed itself, John.
That's all it can do. You've almost got like lockjaw. You know the symptoms immediately of what this is, but you can't do anything about it, Hathis.
He's gonna
so you're gonna die. Okay, you are paralyzed. Next round is Sigmar.
So it's not actually engaged with anybody?
No.
In melee distance?
No, it just moved in close to try and scare the crap out of Hathis and succeed.
Okay, then I'm going to have to try and hide again. I'm going to get my sneak attacks.
Okay.
You're going to be firing through a bunch of people.
Yeah, but it's kind of taller than them, isn't it?
Got you. You are definitely hidden. Even though you rolled a 5, it rolled a 1. So you will get an attack, but it's it's at advantage, but at -2. Oh, lucky you! You got like 2 effects you can click.
Oh, come on!
Goodness gracious!
2 4s.
A 1 and a 2 followed by 2 4s.
God,
Wow!
I'm going back to the bow shop, and I'm going to have words with that bow salesman.
Oh dear, Arrowhead.
Arrowhead will move near to his lucky pool again, with the aim of saving the day, or at least putting.
He's still going to melee it. He's still going to just bow it. It could be a dragon.
Good point. I've been treating him as an archer, haven't I? Okay, so he will drop the bow, draw his sword. He will do his royalty revealed as well, I think.
Ooh.
So you may take a bonus action to reveal yourself in battle by shouting an ancestral battle cry. By Harry and King George, or something equivalently Elvish, Danish. Allies within 10 feet immediately recover D6 plus my charisma modifier in hit points. Enemies within 10 feet must make a wisdom saving throw against DC 15 plus my charisma modifier. Failure means they are frightened of me for a minute. So he's revealing himself in all his glory, John.
DC 15 Wisdom save, yeah?
15 plus my charisma bonus, which is plus 0. So yeah, DC 15 wisdom.
Okay, so the massive black spider. So no one actually has got any damage, so it doesn't have any effect. But the massive black
that's fine.
spider, it rears away from you. Oh, that's good. And the Atacarp also does. So you unsheath your sword, raise it high, scream in Agenaic family battle chant, and they both look in fear at you, and they look like they're moving away.
Yeah, it says, while frightened this way, a creature must spend its turn trying to move as far away from you as it can and cannot willingly move to a space within 30 feet of you.
Yeah.
It can only use the dash action or try to escape, blah, blah, blah. But that's its turn. So presumably, in the meantime, I can try and stick my sword into it just to help it. So this is broadsword. 19 plus.
It's a hit.
Foe the enemy because it's a spider. Broadsword D8 plus 4. Another 12 damage.
It's looking badly injured as Arahad's sword gives it
multiple attacks. He only gets one attack, does he?
Yeah. At 5th level, you get more than that. Okay, just hit next actor.
Yeah. I was just checking his list of.
Okay, this thing is pegging it away from Arahad.
So this is the little Atacap first.
Yeah.
Atacap first.
So I'll let you get an attack of opportunity, Monin.
Okay.
And that hits.
Come on. Ooh.
And it's definitely weakening, but it's still alive. And it finishes its move. Actually, kind of disappears from sight. It goes down below the level of the ravine, and you can hear some scuttling away in the dark up there. Okay, next up is you, Monin.
Okay, Monin will step in between Hathis and the monstrosity.
Okay.
And then try and hit it.
That hits.
Oh, come on.
Oh, boo.
Little tickle.
Road Crusher hits home. The thing is leaking from a dozen wounds. Bits of its carapace cracked, and you can see some horrible white and green things moving around inside it.
Oh, no.
It moves backwards rapidly off the cliff. You can both get an attack of opportunity on it.
17 plus.
Oh, Arahad hits.
He hasn't missed yet, I don't think. He's just bringing the pain.
Actually, Monin, you cannot get an attack of opportunity. You've already had one.
Don't need one.
You don't need one. With a mighty blow, you
severs its spine.
Sever a couple of limbs, and it just crashes, and you hear it bouncing off rocks and shrieking, and then the shrieking stops, and then there's a flash after a few seconds, and it's dead. Well done, guys.
Lovely, nice. And that's where we'll leave that episode. Next time, we'll go across the bridge and see what else the Dwarven mines hold. Thanks very much for watching, listening, subscribing, following, all that lovely goodness. Catch you next time. Happy gaming. Cheers.